Season 5, Episode 15, The Western Greeting and the Coffin Fly. Let's go!
As the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the world, people were forced to stay indoors and practice social distancing.
For many, this meant a loss of connection and community.
But for the fly fishing / tying enthusiasts of the world, it was a chance to come together in a new and meaningful way.
TNL was a fly tying show that had gained a dedicated following over the years.
Every Thursday night, people from all over the world would tune in to watch the hosts, Tim and Dana, as they shared tips, techniques, and stories about their love of fly fishing and fly tying.
As the pandemic hit, Tim and Dana knew that their show could be a source of comfort and connection for their viewers.
They kept doing their virtual fly tying workshops, encouraging their audience to participate and share their own experiences.
And participate they did.
The TNL family quickly grew, as people from all walks of life found solace in the shared passion for fly fishing.
They gathered online every Thursday night, eager to learn, share, and connect with others who understood the joy and peace that fly fishing brings.
Through TNL, the fly fishing community was able to find a sense of belonging and purpose during a difficult and uncertain time.
And as the pandemic waned and life slowly returned to normal, the TNL fam remained a close-knit and supportive group, bonded together by their love of fly fishing and the outdoors. Join Tim and Dana as they embark on their 5th season of TNL Fly Tying.
What's happening? I wish you guys all sat here 5 minutes before the show.
There's a little bit of
enjoyed
energy, one might say.
Enjoyed or not lack thereof. Yeah, that's how she goes. That's how she goes every Thursday here on Thursday Night Live. So, episode 15, Tim.
Episode 15
and
of
17. I thought we would change it up today.
Oh, what are you going to do to me?
Well, we're drinking something different today. Believe it or not, we decided to... Wait, we're trying the same thing?
You might as well.
I seriously told you, Tim, tonight I'm trying something different.
I know, but I can't let you do it by yourself.
That's absolutely ludicrous. The fact that I wanted to try, I was like, you know what, Tim? I'm going to try something different tonight. That's literally what I told them. That's why the show got a little hectic before the show, because we were arguing over that. And I said, I'm going to bring something new to the crowd tonight.
Yeah.
And it's a hard root beer. To which you said,
well, I want one too. What are you looking at me for?
Because of what you're wearing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like Siamese twins.
No, literally. First, I bring in hard root beer.
It's great. It's delicious.
And then you show up with hard root beer. And then I'm doing something different tonight to kind of promote our sun shirts and our new hats.
Takes two to dance.
And I look over here, and my Timonese twin.
Yeah. Timonese.
That's it.
That's it?
I can't, guys. I can't do
No.
this anymore.
That's not fair. You can't do it.
Definitely. Tim, tell them a joke because I cannot look like.
Well, you want to see a joke.
I cannot look like you tonight.
But I look so good in my oversized. Oversized is the new thing. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
You're planning on.
Well, I know you, and I was like, I'm going to be original tonight, and I'm still going to get through this hard root beer.
Well.
So, anyways, welcome to Thursday Night Live Fly Tying, folks. I'm Dana, and that's Dana. I should just change your name on the bottom.
Dana's more handsome brother from another mother.
You're actually my dad.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
Let us know. Are we on mute? It's always a good thing to check in on at the bat. And let us know where you're from because that's what's cool and what you're drinking. Look, so first of all, Chaz was the first in.
He was. He's
first comment. So Chaz went. Well, next year, we're gonna literally give something fresh
every time.
You get points for being first comment. So yeah, we got some really cool things planned for tonight, and we got some really cool things planned for next year because there's only this many left,
including today. That many left. Crazy. Episode 15 of 17, guys. And it's tough to take, to think about.
Bad.
I told you. No,
it's not bad,
it's not
Tim.
good.
Thanks for recommending
I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like that we're different now.
No, that's okay. That's why I switched, because it got a little weird.
No, I
felt like we were really promoting one thing, and I thought, you know what? We just got to change it up a little bit so that...
Changed up. Two can tango.
What?
Look at that. What are the chances, huh?
Pretty good, since there's only 12 sun shirts.
And we own all of them. This is just like every day we walk into Starbucks going to guide all summer long.
I'm
well,
I'm flabbergasted, and I don't know how much longer I'll be able to stay in your uniform.
No, it's our uniform.
We're
a united front.
I hear you, and I'm all here for it. But how did you know that I would wear two sun shirts?
Because you were acting awful suspicious earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. I knew something was going on.
When I got the hard root beer, you knew something was up?
Yep.
That I was trying to be different tonight? Different than you?
Yeah. I just can't. We can't do that. We drink mojitos every night together. Okay. So, not every night, but every Thursday night. Grandma was even worried you were drunk last week. So, I got to keep tabs, make sure I'm drinking the same thing as you.
Every night.
Every night. Night.
We tug each other into bed every night.
That FaceTime's amazing. You can still cheers through FaceTime.
Considered we've been fishing the last bunch of Fridays.
Yeah.
We've had some sleepovers.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
In the studio.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So apparently we're wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
We got to say hi to you guys. We're tying some flies tonight, so if you are new here, raise your thumbs, your hands, whatever, so we can say, hey,
give you some clicks.
What I went for tonight in the theme of music was Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, so I'm wearing too much clothes then.
Yeah, you should take that off. Just change things up a bit.
I like it.
I know, but you know what?
Okay, well, I can't be like you, so I understand.
I think you should switch that up a bit. There we go.
The shirt that really
Love
matters.
People catch fish. When it all comes down to it, that's what matters is love people catch fish. And what matters is you guys. Mr. Pape, what's happening? Mr. McKenna.
What is up, guys?
What is good?
What is up and what is good?
Who else here? Mr. Struthers. We don't have an angry... Guys, here's how you can really help out. Share the feed. Share the YouTube link. Tag your grandma. Tag my grandma.
Don't take your grandma, please.
We got 1 heart and 7 thumbs up. You can hit that heart sign. You can hit that thumbs up. That just kind of says that you're enjoying this. And feel free to give it an angry face if you want, because we usually get 1 or 2 of those every single week.
It's motivating.
Yeah.
That it is.
So, we do say hi to Craig, Mr. Playboy, Doug Lindsay, Roger Beatty from the Beautiful. NC.
NC.
So Mr. Wolnuff's in the house. He was off ski racing last weekend. Mr. Struthers, who will be going to be making us dinner next Thursday.
Oh.
Well, he's feeling better.
Well, I'm glad.
Travis Wade.
Better.
Doug, bad joke. Doug is in the house.
Yeah, get them jokes lined up and ready. Got Michelle Reed in the house. Hello, everybody.
All right, twins. So it's a good point because Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably the best reference to twins I can think of.
Those are not even close to twins. Like, well, so I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Okay, fine. That's fine, Tim.
Yeah, well.
I'll take my shirt off.
Completely?
Yep.
All right, boys.
The cold tub should be here Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Let's get cold. Well,
Tim, tell a joke.
I got no jokes, guys.
Lead the show.
There's no jokes. I will lead the show, but I am not telling jokes because every joke ends up taking a turn that isn't appreciated. So instead, I'll turn to you guys, and we'll say, what's up, Ron? Ron's in the house. Hello, Ron. What kind of raft does he have in that photo there? Wait, what do you got on over there? Oh. That's what you were doing? Oh, my goodness. Look at that sleeve you have there.
What's happening?
What is that?
I got it done before the show, Tim.
Yeah,
I thought if we're going to be the same, we're going to be the same.
All right, well.
I got my sleeve done before the show.
Oh, I didn't know they made Spanx for your arms.
Nope, this is tattoos. Needles and ink. Needles and ink. So
well.
I thought,
hey,
if we're going to look alike, we're going to look alike.
That's good. I didn't see that one coming.
You didn't know this was coming,
Nope.
but my sleeve, folks, cost a lot.
It looks
you
like
can even pull it down a bit.
Yeah.
The mic is in the way.
Oh, look at that. What is it even? I can't see.
Well, there's some fire and some things.
Oh, some feathers. Yeah.
Some vines.
Vines.
I think this says car, C-A-R. I screwed up. I wanted it to say Carl, but I ran out of money. So they stuck with car.
Car.
So anyways, we can't match anymore. I think it's kind of great.
This is our limit. We should try one more layer, just see what happens. Unless you start to grow hair on your chest, not matching.
We can go to the under desk camera.
Oh, okay. Well, not matching there either, folks.
Yeah. All right, so we're having a good time, and we forgot. Mr. Danny Alstrom's here.
Hey, Dan.
Kenneth Geeman's here, high 20s in Guelph.
Wow.
Anyone have a birthday today?
Yes,
because we love hitting the birthday tunes. Father and son look alike. That's true, Mr.
What,
Augustine.
father and son? Come on, Eric.
Yeah, me and you.
You wait till you meet us. I'm definitely the more grown up here.
Yep, that's true. His tattoo costs more.
Yeah.
J.M. Reed, all the way down in Lethbridge. What's happening? Welcome to the show. A name I don't quite recognize, but we'll kind of give you a round of clicks because you could be new here, and we appreciate you coming in. Claude watching all the way from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. Mr. Dickow from the Strathmore. Same bingo cards. That's a fact.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of bingo, well, we got something really cool planned for you guys.
Yes, we do.
In the bingo. Remember how it took so long last time? Well, matter of fact.
Yeah. No, hopefully no more of that. Breaking news, folks.
Breaking news. Look, there's nothing there. I'm getting better, Tim.
This is, I think, the first time in 3-ish weeks.
Years
that you haven't overshown all the news before we get to talk through it.
Because we got so much news today. Guys, remember something really cool. Me and Tim talked about it before the show, and, well, we screwed up.
We did? Okay, we did, yep.
Next Thursday, your contract runs out.
My contract, yeah. We better get me signed up again. Yeah.
Well, no, that leaves us with one episode without you.
Oh, I'm on. Yeah, it's true. I am allowed to run the electronics, but I can't tie on the last week. So it's tragic.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Well, someone much less skilled and handsome will probably have to fill in with a fake sleeve, and maybe
you're gonna bring Chaz back.
No.
Much more handsome.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Workington's out of town on business. Cam, Tardy, Hardy, J.M. Reed. I am getting the new guy clicks every Thursday. Well, He's
Man, that's
obviously
lucky.
got them before.
Yeah. Have you been changing your name? Come
Yeah.
on.
Or
That's okay.
profile photo. You're
Just-
coming in from Facebook. Ken Beheil is here. What's happening? Yeah, so if you're going to tune in for the final episode of the year, which I know you all are, the good news is I'm going to be on the Vis.
He is going to
The
be
vice versa.
running this show over here.
You can only screw up a wireworm so many times before you get fired. And kind of made a little bit of a debut last time
It's a tradition, yes. You
when
gotta
I
do it.
overdubbed.
What'd you do last time?
I was the voiceover of your time.
Oh,
remember?
the voiceover.
Remember?
We do need to bring that back because that was
yeah.
enjoyable for me as well. Very much so.
Well, might come back next week.
Yeah.
Might not.
You're too scared to do it this week, aren't you?
Oh, I can. You just can't keep up. So anyways, what do I need to do? I need to tell you guys about the Flyingo cards. So get your Kingo Bingo. It's like
Kingo
bingo,
Bingo.
but it's better. It's fly fishing bingo, which is called Flyingo. These cards are free.
For free. For
How much are they?
Free?
Yes, for free. That's what I was trying to say. I just had to think about it. Oh.
Sometimes when you hit that thing and it doesn't hit that thing, and then your
yeah.
voice pops up, you're like, OMG, I can't believe my voice isn't weird like this.
But it is now, so.
But it is now. So you guys understand that bingo's free.
It's free.
It's been free all year.
Every single week.
We're at 15 episodes, and we're probably giving $200 to $500 every episode, thanks to our awesome friends and sponsors of the show.
Yes, sir.
So you just gotta head over there to the website below, get yourself a bingo card, and play along.
That's all you gotta do.
And trust me, this week it won't take very long.
It better not, because the last 2 weeks have kind of
Yeah,
been a
I
bit
know.
much.
The executive director called us after and said, if you do that again, you guys are fired.
I'm the executive director.
And Tim's the ED.
Wait a minute. Am
Tim
not have.
has ED.
No, it's not what you said.
Tim has Ed.
Ed. Is that like a stuffed animal?
Well, it's not really stuffed. It's kind of an animal without stuffing.
Firm, sometimes.
It's not even firm. All right, executive director.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what he is. All right, so anyways, it's free. Get your bingo cards.
Do it.
Sometimes
Somehow-
I have too much fun with
It
that.
never gets old. Yeah.
Okay, everybody's got their bingo card. Have you got your bingo card? Let me know. Let me know.
Scooter, he would like to know where he can get one of those nice sun shirts that you were just wearing, that I was also wearing.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm not good because we got new ones coming this year, and we're gonna do pre-orders again. And Kate, are you here? We'll meet up tomorrow at the lacrosse game and hammer down the details. But having said that, we do still have some stock. Remember, these shirts do fit a little bit on the athletic side. So the biggest one we have right now is double XL. I wear double XL. And if you got a bit of a belly, you're going to have to upsize a little bit. Tim's wearing a small, typically. So yeah, there's on our website. There's a few left from last year's stock, but we are ordering new ones this year, and I apologize. I have not got to those sooner. And anyways, we'll let you know when they come up. You can pre-order. That way you can pick your exact size if you need a kid small, or you need a 5XL or a medium, or whatever you need. So Kate has designs.
Ooh,
So
she's got
we're
designs.
We're working with Kate, guys, because she's a pretty incredible artist. If you were here for the 100th episode, you would have seen what she drew for me and Tim.
Yeah.
And a beautiful gift from the entire TNL fam.
Was pretty special. Great artwork. Would be proud to wear that around the river all summer.
The 1 to 100 cards are not void. Let me double check.
Not supposed to be, but
They should
never
still be
know.
activated.
Yes.
Yep, they are good.
They're good.
They are good until April 28th.
That's
so your cards are your cards. They're the same cards. You don't go back in and get new ones unless you have a new email. But it's the same card from last week. Very easy to manage. You just have to grab the same card from last week.
Yep.
And it sends you an email. I have a hard time going in and figuring out all the stuff because it's not us. It's a program that we pay for to do the bingo. So anyways, there you go. I'll be at the Roughnecks game. Doug's there. That's awesome. If anyone else is going to be at the Roughnecks game,
that's cool.
Let us know.
No, speaking of too many emails, what's up, Sean Ellison?
Oh, he's back from AZ drinking a cold spring water. And anyway, so that's how you get your bingo cards. If you can't figure out your bingo cards or whatever, send me a message, as a lot of people do. And that's kind of what I'm here to do. And Tim will be tying flies. Yeah, in the meantime,
yes.
That's flying go.
What's up on the news coming up next? Something important, I'm sure. Waiting. There it is.
All right, Tim, free fly fishing day.
Yes, I believe we're pretty much.
No, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, it's booked.
We have 52 people.
Holy smokes. So, I mean, that's going to be a pretty cool day. A give back from ourselves in Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. And Jose as well with Real Kids Adventures. All coming down to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, where we're going to be doing these fly fishing lesson day, April 22nd. And if you're lucky enough to be one of the 52 in the course, should be a pretty good day of taking people through some of the basics of fly fishing and a little bit of casting later in the day. And yeah, hopefully just a good time together.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That means a lot to us that we got a lot of people coming out. Sometimes the way I look at it is this, is fly fishing is difficult. It's difficult for us. It doesn't matter at what level of fly fishing you're at. It is a difficult activity. I don't like to call it a sport. And it is how we make a living, taking people fishing and sharing our knowledge. So just like anybody else who shares their knowledge and they get a bit of a monetization for it, fly fishing is kind of the same. But we also realize that not everybody can afford to go to a lesson. Not everybody can afford to take a guided trip. So us with Rocky Mountain Fly Shop and Jose at Real Kids Adventures, we said, hey, let's just put aside a day before the season kind of gets going, just to kind of get people in there. And let's get you excited for fly fishing and try to set you up with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of practical ability so that you can start on your fly fishing journey or get you freshed up for the season ahead. So that's what's going on. And I apologize if you can't get in. Some people have sent some interesting messages about them not being able to get in. But we do have limits. To max. Yeah.
Only so many we can do in a day.
Free.
It is
free. And what happens when it comes to free sometimes?
Well, sometimes you deal with the freeness of it.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
If you don't want free, then you book something that costs something, and then it's a little guaranteed.
Boom. What else do we got here?
Oh, something.
All right.
Oh, yes.
So, Western Canada Fly Fishing Guide School. We have 2 spots left. We had one. Somebody, like I said last week, I think someone had to back out due to medical emergency. So yeah, if you would love to take guide school, we have 2 spots left. Usually what happens is people are sitting on the fence right about now because it's going to happen in about 3 weeks. And we max out at 8. Okay. So reach out if you want to have a conversation. If it's a financial thing, if it's whatever it is, have this conversation with us, because if you're sitting here on the fence and you want to do it, we do have 2 spots open, and we'd love to get 8 students in there. Right now we got 6. So I know a ton of people in here are in guide school, or they are thinking about guide school, or they've been through guide school.
Yeah. Many people.
Super awesome 6 days spent together in classroom for a day, on the river for 5 more days. You get to actually do a pseudo guide day, so you get to take somebody out and you kind of just get your feet wet. Hopefully that's a metaphor.
Or there's a hole in your waders.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Remember Cam's waders? His garbage bags.
Oh, yes. Yes, he had his ways of trying to keep dry. Yes.
All right. Tonight's flies are brought to you by this guy.
Yeah, so tonight we're tying up a couple of good patterns. We got the Coffin Fly. So Tonight, guys, these are dry flies, so have some patience with yourself. I'm going to have some patience with myself because you know what? You could tie 15 of them and the 16th one falls apart. So we're going to take it in stride. We're going to get through them. But a couple of really good patterns. So one's kind of, this Coffin Fly is meant to be more of a light Cahill, kind of colored, maybe a PMD or PED.
Or a coffin. The Trout Maharishi is saying that the Coffin Flies are coming off in the lower reach, wherever he's fishing. Yeah, so
that's cool.
A lot of people fish it like a green drake.
Yeah. And then secondly, we have the Western green drake, which is a really kind of a classic green drake pattern. If you've ever fished a green drake, you've probably seen this pattern. They aren't super complicated flies, but you are working with kind of more detailed actions with smaller material and smaller hooks. So it can be challenging, but we'll take you through it. And but you can see there what we're going to be using for, these are our recommended colors for your thread. Both of them going to be a UTC 70 or something smaller. One is going to be a white for the Coffin Fly, and then an olive or something darker on the second fly.
What you can't see on the Coffin Fly there is because the black background is a very important piece of that fly.
Yes.
Which
you will see it.
You'll put on a gray shirt.
Yeah,
like Trout said, Eastern green drake female spinners are white.
Oh,
very interesting.
I did not know that.
Now we know.
Interesting.
Trout's a wealth of knowledge.
Yes, he is.
And a really awesome dude if he stays out of Facebook jail. He tends to go there quite often.
Once in a while. Yep.
All right. So right there is some of the coolest news we got.
I bet there's something cooler. I just got a feeling.
Boom, boom,
boom,
boom, boom.
In sync.
What?
$10,000 plus, and it is plus, in donation giveaways. If you haven't been around for the last 4 seasons, you have
3.
1, 2, 3. Is it
3?
3? Yeah, last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
There's a really incredible last show. We do tie some flies. Well, Dana will tie some flies, but
Wrap
that is
some
not
wire.
the focus of the show. It's a donation giveaway.
I thought you said that's why
What?
people are going to come. It's just to watch me tie flies.
Maybe that's why. I think
All right.
I see what you
ED.
did. You
All
do
right.
it on days where there's big giveaways.
All right, EDC. I get the people to show up, and then I'm like, hey.
And I'll tie
they're,
something.
They're here for me in my arm sleeve, Teddy.
My arm sleeves. But yeah, so this is a donation to the show. So for every $10 donation, you get your name proverbial dropped in a hat. And doesn't mean you can't do multiple donations. Some people do like 10 donations, 20 donations, whatever you choose, or one. It just increases your chances if you have more.
Yeah.
And we have a program that is virtually just like having a
bingo.
Yeah, it's kind of like bingo.
Yeah, so it does it for us. You'll see it live. We just draw live. And so when you win, you can win again. Ask Adrian. He won 42 times last time.
A few times. Yeah.
So what's important about this is a lot of people throughout the year reach out and they want to help with the show. They want to keep the show moving forward. It costs a lot. It takes a lot. If you've ever spent time in the studio to know how the show goes, what makes the show work. And so for a lot of people, they reach out and they want to donate things for us to give away at the end of the year. And it's kind of a way for people who have asked to donate money to the show. What we just said is like, hey, this is a way you can help with the show. And we also have a chance to give you what we call a thank you prize.
Yeah, thank you prize.
That's a thank you prize for donating. So how do you do this? Well, you're going to see here within the next couple days, probably Monday, it's going to pop up and it's going to be on our website, just where it is with all the bingo things. You'll probably get an email saying, now's your time to shine.
Mm-hmm. And you can go ahead and make your donations there. And we'll do them right up to probably right before we do our draws?
Yeah, we go, they're going to be live for a couple weeks. And then when the final show goes, we're going to kind of having a scrolling ticker like this saying you got 5 more minutes to get in, and then I have the program here every time you guys donate. I put in, so if you for $10 you get 1 entry, $20 you get 2 entries, and so on, right? Kind of see how that works. So if you want to donate $500, how many entries is that?
50.
Yeah, and so it's a really fun night. It's really fun for us to give back to you guys, and it's a really fun way for the sponsors and friends to just give stuff for you guys and people who help donate to kind of keep the show moving forward. Because what we're going to show you here is this is just some of the prizes.
There's way more than
like maybe a quarter of the prizes. But just some that I could think of before the show that I put up there. You're going to kind of get to know most of the prizes, but just do know that the prizes keep coming in over the next couple weeks. And so what happens is we draw. We're like, hey, you're going to win this. And then your name goes back in and you can win, like I said before, you can win more and more. It's not like we just do one. I think last year was 36.
36, yeah. It was over 30 for
36
sure.
or 37 prizes. And probably the minimum price of a prize was like $400.
Yeah.
Like maybe 500. Yeah.
It's a ton of giveaways. It's a ton of prizes. And it's, well, we'll show you some of the big ones here and some stuff here. But we got everything from fly rods to waders to boots, even Rec Base is one of our sponsors. There's 2-night stays, which you can see some value there. We have Fly Fishing Board Outfitters guided days as well. Like Teague, we have a very valuable piece of jewelry.
So this is something we really wanted to show you guys. We talked about it last week. You're probably better on your camera.
Yes. Okay.
You take it out of that thing. So Blake Teague. So I gotta kind of preface this. This is a handmade men's bangle bracelet that Blake made himself. It's the second one ever made, and Blake has the first one. It is made of 14 karat yellow gold with 14 karat white gold accents. It depicts our lifestyle as sportsmen, the antler for the hunt, the trout for the fishing, and the mountain for the great outdoors. The total weight of this is 23 grams, and he would value this over $2,000 US.
I mean, that's a chunk.
How
beautiful.
Yeah. Like, I think we're allowed to buy.
I know, I was going to say, ethically, I probably shouldn't be buying into this, but I would really, especially that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be one of the prizes. And then you can see me and Tim this year, we went together and we split on a Helios 3 on a 5-weight because we thought in the past, I know we give our time, blah, 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 but we're like, let's give people our favorite rod.
It is our favorite.
Triple Point Chemicals, they've donated Orvis Pro waders, zip waders, and Orvis Pro boots. So those don't have a size yet, because as soon as you tell us what your size is, male, female, men or women, we get them for you.
Yep.
Okay, because that's Triple Point's commitment, saying, hey guys, I want to do this. I want to give back to this awesome group of people. Rec Base, one of our sponsors, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. I just threw up one thing that they've thrown into this idea. There's a whole list of things. Incredible. Yeah, it is.
A ton.
And Blake, he's just a friend of the show, and he also has a box out there of Garmin GPSs, tree cameras, a whole
Fish
bunch
finders,
of nice Leatherman fish finders, probably another $3,000 in gifts that we got in a box out here. So we've got like 15 to 20 fly boxes full of flies. All the flies that we've tied this year Tim's tied.
You will have added to it.
I will add to it. I'm going to keep those for me. So we have these, and this is
so far.
All that stuff's going to be part of the prizes. So anyways, yeah.
Fish Pond, another sponsor, adding in some
Fish
giveaways.
Pond, yep, just talked to them. So they're going to send up a bunch of stuff for the giveaways too. Yeah, so anyways, we have a goal of beating last year. And I think we can do it because the prizes here this year are every single year, they just keep getting bigger and bigger. And I would beg to believe that there's more giveaways, including the whole year of what's been given away and what's going to get kind of given away on the final episode.
It doesn't have to be someone from the show. So share this information with your family, with other people. Anyone can donate. more or less just for the opportunity to get some of this awesome stuff. So
anybody, like anybody, you don't even have to watch the live show. We have, when you donate, we have your name and your address and stuff, and we'll reach out to you. Remember, this is like a quarter, less than a quarter of the stuff, which I think I calculated this up right here, almost $8,700. So to hit that $10,000, Tim, is not going to be hard. Knowing what's out in the box, knowing what's coming from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, what's coming from Fish Pond, plus our friends at Morning View Mercantile give a nice big fish pond roll top wet bag, dry bag.
I've looked in it. It's full,
and it's absolutely jam packed full of freeze dried
awesome
goods.
Yeah. It's gonna be an awesome day.
That's exciting stuff.
Yep.
So, in the name of the game, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop is also, because this is what we do here, is really cool things like this. Where's their screen here? Discount codes tonight.
Good until 11:30 p.m.
Yep. And so I'm going to throw the first one out, and everyone's going to be upset with me, but that's fine.
Get filling up your cart.
Overflow, 20% off for 3 people. So 3 people can use this. Remember, Kay, they got in all new jet boil. Remember we did the jet boil?
Yeah, the jet boil.
I got the pot support this time. So
which he found he already had.
Yeah, I already had that. Bought another one, but I have 2 now. So that's great. The jet boils are back in stock. Oh, what else did Colin tell me?
Did they sell all their Oros out?
Almost.
Yeah.
They've got so much stuff they just got back in stock. Oh, yeah. You know what they got back in, Tim?
I can't see.
The loon mats.
Oh, we need one of those for the show. So if anybody's buying 2,
you can't see it here, but the fly tying mat by Loon. Remember we showed that the one time and they went
really fast. Those are awesome.
Jet boil, hook and hackle, which is a whole bunch of fly tying stuff. Loon, which is the mat. Oros, TFO rods and reels. All that stuff is in stock. They've got. You're gonna want to shop tonight. So I got 2 more discount codes that will be better than this. Coming up to you after Tim ties the first fly. But
is it worth the risk of waiting and not getting a discount?
You never know.
You never know.
But what you do know is we're going to say thanks to these awesome sponsors who make all this show happen. We're already 40 minutes in. We haven't even tied a fly. It's the best part. We're going to say thanks to our sponsors, and we're going to come right back right into tying a fly. So the Coffin Fly is first. UTC 70 in white or something similar, and get your package unpackaged into your tins if you have them. If you don't, well, you don't, because we haven't given them out yet. I just looked at the screen and I was like, who's who?
Who's who? Well, I mean,
did you bring your brother Carl in the back?
Practically identical.
Carl the model head.
My view would be that we offer people a chance to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life. We don't plan for anybody to do anything out here. We just offer them a nice place to have a base, and then they can either drive, good access here to Rocky, Nordegg, all those places if you want to go farther west, or you can stay on the property as long as you want.
All right, guys, we are back. Thank you to those sponsors. As always, we're super grateful for them and all they do for the show. Keep the lights on and keep us going. Let's head on over to our fly time bench. We're gonna get going on this fly. So we have our Coffin Fly. So as you can see here, it's a fairly basic pattern. We're using some mallard flank as our tail on this fly. We're gonna use some light yellow colored dubbing. We're gonna use a couple of black feathers, just the tips of them to make our wings that stand out inside there, as you can see. And we're just using yellow hackle. So it is working with the wings can be a little bit of a thing, but we're gonna take you through this and you'll see it's not all that bad. So let's go ahead and pop our hook out of vise, get our other one in. So we were tying this on a size 14 standard dry fly hook. So not super small, not super big. Get that up there a little bit. Go ahead and grab your thread. Ooh, that is not level on there. That's a little better. I'm gonna grab my thread. I'm gonna start it just behind the eye. Work it a little bit rearward. We'll go ahead and, oh, something shifted. Stay with us. If you're not dizzy. If you don't have some technical difficulties, you're not even having fun. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our tail in. Okay, so grab one of the mallard flanks you have there. We're gonna kind of get rid of the stuff we're not gonna use first, which is any of that more marabou-like fluffy stuff on the bottom edges of the feather. We're gonna grab ourselves. I'm gonna keep peeling down because I want to get till I get to where that nice mottled looking tail is. So fibers that look something like that. Okay. And we also want them to match, their tips to come out and match. So there it's a decent length together. And a feel of it, you're gonna be looking for like 10 or 12 fibers. They do compress down pretty nice. That might be a little bit much still. And I'm just gonna tear them right off the stem. And then when I come and grab them here, I wanna try to make sure that those tips stay fairly even. It's okay if they kind of separate on you. That's not the end of the world at all. I'm gonna measure a tail that's roughly a full hook shank in length out the back. With mayflies, we always have those longer tails. So don't get too worried about having a little bit longer tail in this one. I'm gonna switch hands over and I'm gonna tie this in right up here at the top. I'm gonna give my bobbin a clockwise spin for me because I'm left-handed. It'll jump rearward onto my finger, but always just spin your bobbin towards your fingers, towards your hand that you're holding hand here. Now I'm just gonna take some thread wraps back. I'm gonna be holding the tail up on top of the hook shank. I'm gonna take it all the way back to the top of the bend, but not into it. And our tail should just sit off the back like so. Bring my thread back forward. I'm gonna come in here and trim out the butts. And now I'm gonna come to the point that's roughly a third of the way back down the hook, somewhere between a quarter and a third. It's a couple eye lengths behind the eye. And this is where we're gonna start tying in our wings. So I'll just show you all the huge clump of them that I had in my kit. So we got a whole bunch of these black feathers. They're very, very small. And we're just gonna grab a couple of them. We're just using the very tips of them when we tie them in, okay? What I do wanna do is if I can, I want them to splay out away from each other. So I'm gonna put them so that their actual top sides are facing each other. I'm gonna stack them like that. Get them to line up the best that I can. Switch them over into my opposite hand. There, so I got two of them right together. They both, the tips are matched. You can see them like that. They're splayed a little bit. And now we're gonna tie these in and then we're gonna work to support them a little bit so that they stand up. So when I'm measuring a wing length, wing can always stand up above the legs of the hackle length. So roughly you're gonna be measuring a full hook shank in length again. Okay, so somewhere in there, but I'm gonna be transferring it forward and tying it in right there at the tying point. So you notice I measured off my hook, but I kept my fingers right where they were, and I'm transferring it to tie it in right there. So I'm gonna tie it in with the tips pointed forward, and I'm gonna work to support those and bring them up. Okay, so again, spin my bobbin a little bit, make sure it jumps rearward so it'll grab. I'm gonna get that first pinch on there. Couple thread wraps back and down. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my thumb and I'm gonna brace those up so I can just get a general height of what I think they're gonna stand up to be, okay? And that's gonna be maybe a touch long. So I'm gonna back that off, do it again. Try that one more time. Yeah, I like that more, that's better. And so I wanna have space, or I want and I need to have space in front of those where my thumb is pushing right now, because I'm gonna be wrapping my hackle forward behind there as well. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a few thread wraps down. I'm gonna lift these butt portions up and I'm gonna cut them at a bit of an angle back down the fly. So it's not super drastic, but what's gonna happen is when I then take my thread and wrap down that angle I just cut in there, it makes a nice taper, okay? I'll bring that back up here. I'm gonna lift those tips. I'm just gonna pull them straight up, tuck some wraps right in behind them, and you're gonna see already they're gonna wanna stand up. Doesn't seem like it's rocket science. The more difficult part is getting them to actually splay properly. So when I turn this and you can tell they're actually splayed facing the camera right now, not the way they should be. So I'm gonna drive a few more wraps right up against them. Make sure I got my vertical appropriate, standing up. And then I'm gonna split the feather, grab one to one side, one to the other. And I'm gonna take a thread wrap, just like if I were doing it with dumbbell eyes. Okay, now it's probably gonna put some pressure on them and make them wanna splay out somewhere where you don't want them to be, but just have a little patience with the process. So we need to go between both eyes a couple times. And then I'm gonna push them back to vertical. This is the toughest part of this fly, is gonna be getting these wings to stand up where you want them to. And they're not always even gonna be perfect, but you're just gonna do the best that you can. So I'm gonna pull this back again. If I add some wraps like that in front of it, it always is gonna kind of help reorientate it to be back vertical again. So you can see that they're split better that time. Now I have some of these extra portions of the feather that are sitting out in front. So I'm gonna trim those back. Backing out of the way. And what you'll notice is when we bring our hackle back forward through these, it actually kind of helps support them and keep them where you want them to be. But sometimes just by putting a single wrap through the middle can change the angle of them, like that just did. And now I'm really happy with that. Okay, they splayed out nice. You can see that's the top view, okay? So those will be really well supported by the rest of the work we do. So now I'm just gonna take my thread back down to right where I left that tail, making sure I don't go too far down. And now I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna grab my real light yellowy cream colored dubbing. And you can use some dubbing wax here if you'd like. I'll do just a little touch on my thread, but I'm not going anything too crazy. But a little bit of wax will help you pull a nice tight dubbing noodle. But I'm really not going up and down and getting it really worked into the thread. Just little touches helps a lot. But you could also just use some saliva on your fingers, which also helps it bind down a bit. So we are gonna make a little dubbing noodle here. So just grabbing some of this dubbing. I'm gonna spin it, always fingers going in the same direction. If you wanna taper the noodle a little bit, you want it to start thinner and grow. So you can either do that one of two ways. You can, when you're starting to wrap up, you can just do extra wraps in one spot to create more bulk on the fly, or you can do it right on the noodle itself, where you just build a little bit more bulk like this at the bottom and keep it a little thinner up top. We'll see how that works out. So this is about 2.5 inches long. And I will start my wraps right where I left that tail. Being careful of that hook point, because it will snag that and it'll kind of ruin everything you got going for yourself here. And then we're just gonna start wrapping forward. But remember, we want it to grow in that taper. So you can see how it started a little thinner and it's growing in size as we move up, but we need to leave the same amount of space that we had in front of those two feathers, we need to leave behind. So I've got a little bit too much on here. Take some moisture and really tighten that loop, and I can probably finish this right here. Like so. I like that, taper looks good. Now I'm gonna go back to my hackle. So the hackle that we're gonna be using here today is, we just have an appropriate sized hackle for for this fly. This is a super long one. I'm going to cut it in half just to work with it a little easier. But it should look something like this in your kit. Now I'm going to come down to the bottom of the stem. I'm going to peel some feathers back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull some of the feathers back so I can expose them and see them, but I'm not going to pull them off. Now, if I do this right here, I'm trying to get this to come into focus. If I take my scissors and I trim a little triangle into the bottom of this, I'll do it and then I'll show you a little better what it looks like. So you see how I cut those off there? I left that little bit on the stem. I'm going to wrap my thread through that spot there, and that's actually going to kind of work like a barb and hold this in place when I tie it in, so I have less risk of this wanting to come out. And then I'm going to turn the underside of the feather, and I'm going to point it rearward down the fly when I tie this in. Okay, so I'm going to come in right behind where I left that dubbing. And don't forget, guys, if you need me to slow down or you need a hand, just give me an SOS in the comments, and we have no agenda as far as time goes, and we will stop. And we will give you the time to answer the questions that's needed. Just gonna correct that a little bit. Now you really want to make sure that this stem is locked into place, which means you want to get wraps on either side of it, because if you don't, you'll start wrapping this and it'll come out on you, and that can be really frustrating. So once I've got it in place where I like it, I'll come in and I'll trim out that portion of the stem. And it's really easy to kind of affect at this point your wings. Like you can see how mine have just tipped forward a bit there. I'm going to pull those back again, drive another thread wrap in front of them, help stand them up again. Okay. Now, from this point, what I need to do is I need to start wrapping my hackle. But what I like to do is throw in a quick little half hitch right here at the head. I'm just going to use my half hitch tool. And this is just going to help keep my hands free to work that hackle as I need to. I'll set my bobbin off to the side. And now I'm going to come and start making my wraps. So I'm going to start those wraps right behind the dubbing. And I'm going to start working them forward. I should be able to get 2 or 3 wraps in. That looks like 2 full ones before I hit my wings. Now I'm going to draw those wings back and get my first, or my next wrap right in front of them. And now you can see my wings actually just went perfect. And that's actually just your hackle that's helping you. I'm going to do one more full wrap. And then I'm going to come in here, get my hackle tied off. So that means I've got a thread wrap behind, thread wrap in front. I'm going to do it one more time. Thread wrap behind, thread wrap in front. Now with some tension here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my half hitch tool. I really like using these on dry flies because I can put this over the tip and push that hackle out of the way as I draw that knot down and secure it. Do it one more time. So I got that knot good and secure. I'm gonna go ahead and trim my thread out. Set that aside. I'm gonna get that hackle out of the way now so you can turn your bobbin so you can see, or turn your vise, sorry, and get right into where you can clip it out without taking out too much of that extra hackle. And now at this point, I'm gonna come in with my fingers. I've been able to turn that wing back up into place. I'm gonna put just a touch of resin right on those threads in the front so they don't go anywhere. I am gonna use some of my Solarez Bone Dry, which I freshly microwaved today, so it's back thin. I know Claude probably doesn't agree with me and Colleen because they put their microwave.
Their microwave is a supercharger.
But it works for me, so I do it.
How long?
I do it for 30 seconds at a time, but I do it twice, so it's a full minute.
Wow.
What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to grab this fly on these hackle style, or these plunger style hackle pliers.
So there's a big debate here about this blue pill that fixes your ED and gives what to do.
What to do? Just take an extra one. There you have it, guys. That is the Coffin Fly. So as you can see, those wings are nice and splayed. They stand just outside of the hackle. Hopefully yours turned out something like that. We got that nice mallard flank tail, which gives a little extra spice to the fly. And yeah, I like this pattern. I'm excited to put it on the water. Give it a few times, give it some tries. Ooh.
Sometimes she is in at another show performing.
Yeah.
And so she's late to get here.
She's here now.
Oh yeah, there she dances. like chase her off the screen. Do.
No, come back. Come back. Don't leave.
All right, so I don't know if this discount code is still good or not, but the fact of the matter is,
yes,
there it was. It's a great tie. That's a great fly. Do you know why the black tip feathers amongst the hackle?
Tell me.
No, I just
Well, we're gonna do the same thing for the other green drake too. So
yeah, I know. It's interesting.
Yep.
It is more interesting than the conversation Adrian and Cam are having about if it stays up for more than 4 hours, what do you do? My
definitely.
my tattoo's falling down. Thing's dripping.
Snug it up.
And I think a really good comment is, well, call your doctor.
Yep. Or go see your local fly shop.
Change your microphone and
Stop telling me how to live my life.
I'm just telling you. And you know what? The blue is a great background for these.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's really good. Yeah, so there's talk about going to the hospital. Roger said, I won't be calling my doctor. I'll be calling every girl I know.
Roger. Come on.
Roger Beatty.
Mr. Beatty.
Mr. Beatty. Anyways, that's how it goes. Will I get to meet Rosina in May? Yes, Eric. She will be on your boat for the pseudo guide day. If she
it just
makes
so happens
a donation
her
and
name
wins.
is Jen Lyle.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes,
all right.
indeed.
Let's get out of this. Let's get into this. Let's see what's happening with the comments and who's all in the party house. But most importantly, we need to just head over here one more time because we got some discount codes.
We do. 3 of them, in fact.
3 of them. I do not know if they're gone or not, but I'm going to drop the next discount code.
Oh, how much is this one for?
Well, it is 30% off for one customer.
You said there's another one after this?
There is.
Oh, man. I wouldn't be passing up 30%, guys.
I would buy a raft. I wonder if it works on a raft.
I wonder. Colin?
It's going to kill me.
Colin? He's going to kill you.
I don't know the stipulations to which these are working.
That would
All right,
be
Ron's fly
crazy.
came out great. Thanks, Tim. Great.
Oh, awesome, Ron.
Great.
Good work.
That's
good,
good to hear and good to see.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we are going to play bingo. So we're going to take off these discount codes. We're going to make sure everybody gets a chance to go get their bingo card. There's still some 30s. There's still some 20s. There's some discount codes there for people to use. And if it stays hard more than 4 hours, you've used too much bone dry.
Oh, it's too well cured.
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 Scooter said, my girlfriend keeps making fun of my flies and calling them the... We're going to have a moment of silence for the death of a relationship.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, Scooter, it's been a good ride. You'll have to let her go.
It's been great. Maybe this will cheer up the folks who aren't here for the flies.
What are those over there on the right?
That's me and you.
No, I'm.
those are eggs.
Just above our head. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Above our
See that
head.
now.
Where?
Above, yeah, you're right. They're eggs, but they're just over our heads. Kind of.
What? These nuts right here?
Yeah.
Those are nuts?
That's a walnut.
Those are eggs.
Eggs. That's a spoon.
Well, what's next here? Let's see. We've thrown this in the oven, and I just got to remember where I'm at.
Where you at?
That's the wrong thing. I turned off. All right, they're in the oven.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was expecting.
Nope,
No.
it's not.
What is that?
I know, and you don't. Just like my tattoo on my arm.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Nobody
All right,
knows.
how long till bingo starts? I need to go make a drink. Well, Ken, it's going to start right away.
Right away. Yep.
But we can do a little bit of a rant here.
Yeah, we'll rant. You got time
Should
for
I have a
drink
rant?
break. Yeah.
Should I rant? What
You
should I
do
rant
it.
about?
Let's say today, let's rant.
You poke me in
about-
something and I'll rant.
Okay. Let's talk, because we talked sort of about it, brands of waders, and are they worth the money?
Bam. Put me
Bam.
on the spot.
Done.
We haven't done this guide.
That was really good. You segued well. He's on fire. Give it.
Yeah, right. So I like to, as you know, let things go down to the wire. Brands of waders. I don't know. This is a tough one because I don't really have like a strong opinion or a rant. You sure you want me to go on this one?
I do.
I want you to be
All right.
more. I want more controversial rants. I've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and
Okay.
Ken Beheil, his drink needs to get made.
Okay. Well, restart your clock.
No, I won't. I'll get her
What else can I
done.
get you rant about? Okay. Oh, here's a good one.
You know my rants.
Yes.
You get to listen to them a
Okay.
lot.
What some clients wear on a guided day.
Is it a rant?
It's a rant. Oh, I've heard you rant about this, so come on. Give it to them.
Should they wear less or more?
I'm going to allow you to do this. Maybe
Jeans?
jeans. They get cut off sometimes.
All right. So no, I need a better rant. That's
Well, you got to come up
That's
with your own
not
rant.
controversial.
Okay, controversial.
Like an opinion piece. Like, don't wear jeans to the water. They don't dry, and they're hot, and you're uncomfortable, and your nuts are sweaty. Your kibbles
Controversy.
and bits are sweaty.
I'm blanking more than you're going to blank. Trying to talk about what I have nothing to talk about. Don't we normally plan this section of the show?
Minute 12. I can do it. I can
know
rant
you can.
hard.
I know you can.
Guide's Corner. It's fading. Barbless hooks or barbed? I'd say barbless. If you're not going to keep the fish barb. Okay, here's a rant.
Do it.
Barbless hooks or barbed. So the good question is, do you keep the barb on or not? So in Alberta, it is a regulation mishap about a dozen or 5 years ago where they decided that they had to go back and give people their money back for all these fines because they were using barbed hooks and the regulations didn't say so. Anyways, whether it's illegal, legal, not legal, if you're not going to keep the fish, take the barb off the hook because it really does tear on the fish. So why's the point of it? Well, I remember one time somebody said, I won't book a trip with you if you take the barbs off because this is pathetic. I pay all this money to go catch fish and I can't land them. So keep the barb on. That's a really controversial, tough thing to get into because sometimes I accidentally leave the barbs on. But I'm telling you what, it's a sport and you got to give the fish a fighting chance. If you're not going to keep the fish for sustenance to eat it, cut that barb off and be a man. I don't know if I could say that, but I did.
Well,
But I did.
that was good. That was good. Well done.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ken, is your drink toasty?
Here we go, folks. Flyingo time. 1 square top left. We're already on call 32.
No, that's an old one.
Okay.
All right. Do you hear what I hear?
1 square top left. You only need 1 call. Your very top left corner. If you get that, call bingo.
The top left. So when you're staring at your card, the top left, not the top right, bottom left, bottom right.
Top left. You got it? You good? You ready?
Troy had a good one here, taking pictures of fish. I would love.
I could rant that one out. Yeah, good. Yeah. All right. Pull up the steaming corner. I'm ready to go.
All right, folks. So what we're going to do is we're just going to call one at a time. Remember, this is very important. Please pay attention to details because you don't want to be my next rant. When you get a bingo, you simply call bingo, your card ID number, okay, which is on your card, and then the call number. So if it's call 1, you say bingo card ID, blah, blah, blah. Call number, whatever. That just helps us because we could get some tiebreakers or ties or whatever you want to call them here in this show. So my left, your left, your left. I cannot see your card. So when you're staring at your card, look at this. This is your card. Okay. You're going to fill it out in the top left. And you're staring at it. It's like, wow, this is center. This is left. This is right. Okay. So if you're unsure, this hand makes an L when you're looking at it. That means left. This one doesn't make the proper L, so it's the right. Okay, so we're all good?
We're all good.
All right, gotta be that guy. 2x2 or 3x3 square. I don't know what your squares are, but
as long as it's
it'll
the
have a
top
lot
left.
of numbers in it, and the first one is going out like this, 45.
Going out. What are we playing for tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's a good
Let's
question.
talk about it. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45. 45.
All right, what are we playing for? We'll just see if anyone else. I got the best upper left. We've included a $50 Captain Clutch sticker, so you will be exempt from next week if you win. You don't need Captain Clutch for the final episode, folks. There's no wizard.
No wizard involved.
We got a shore fishing white reindeer hair, which is super awesome. Thanks to Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. We got some fin raccoon from shore fishing.
Stuff's pretty good.
We've got like a $1,000 roll of tippet of floral, 100 meter.
Fluoro.
That's a guide spool right there, folks.
100 meters.
That
and it doesn't never go to waste.
Never. It's floral and it's epic. This is my favorite stuff right here. Floral mono. Well,
rant number
once
3.
Colin gets Orvis in, we'll talk about that. 9 foot 3x liter times 2. This is a package. All right.
Yeah.
That's going to be in there. And then we have a whole enormous sticker pack. So Mike McKenna sent us up a whole ton of stickers. We've made a package for you guys, which will be there. And then we have from Morning View Mercantile, we have some unicorn poop. We have some deep freeze-dried apple, deep fried.
Are those the ones from my bag?
You have not eaten them.
Because I haven't got them yet.
And then we're going to have some freeze-dried Korean beef with broccoli and rice.
Oh, nice.
So and then Tim's got more stuff. There's more stuff, guys. This just keeps giving.
From Fly Fishing Bover Outfitters, we've got you one of the hats you can see us both wearing. One of our 2 colors that we currently have. So we're going to be giving one of these away. You also can head on over to our website if you don't win this tonight, and you can grab one of these. They're up there.
You can.
And then we have actually one of the sun shirts that you can't see us wearing. We're giving away this guy here. This is an
Thursday
XXL.
Night Live, OQP.
This Thursday Night Live sun hoodie, just like these ones, just different print.
Yeah.
So that is a stellar giveaway.
So all that's in the giveaways tonight. And if you win the Flying Goat, then you jump yourself into the Wizard and see what's happening there. And the doors have gone back down to the 7.
And if you have a Captain Clutch sticker, you don't have to do that at all.
That's right. And there's been a lot of Captain Clutch stickers going out. So we got call number 2 is 15 if nobody has it. Remember, we could be at call 10 and you could say, oh, wow, I won on call 2. And you go back and you hit call 2. And you win. You win if you're ahead of someone. So we're going to call number 3. They do come in quick. And sometimes our comments populate.
And there's a ton of winners, but we can always tiebreak the bingos.
Tiebreak. We just type it into the tiebreaker with your ID card, which you will enter when you say bingo.
Ooh, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop says hoping for Orvis by next week.
Oh,
that's exciting.
Brent. Fingers crossed, Brent. All right, call number 4 is a 33. 5th from the bottom, 5th from the right. That's probably exactly where it is, Roger. It's a 5x5 card, appears to be.
Come on now.
It's going to go so much faster this time. You just need one number.
I know, but I bet you it's going to go just as long. I bet you.
Odds are true. Odds are true.
Odds are the same, really.
Well,
aren't they? They are, though.
I don't think so. Remember that time we dressed up the same? And then I clutched with it.
And then you made me put a shirt back on.
Well, yeah, because you need blue.
Yeah.
How awesome was that? You didn't even know this was coming.
I had no clue. You would look good. You don't have any tattoos, do you?
Not that we can show.
That's not true. I've seen
Not that I want
I've seen every inch of him, and there's no tattoos. Not intentionally. It just happens sometimes.
Just weird.
The guy doesn't wear underwear.
Right.
Stuff happens.
One time at trout camp.
One time in Montana. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Scooter Tabor, call 4.
Scooter.
And he wanted a sun shirt.
Yeah, and he can dump his girlfriend now and just take the sun shirt on. We love you, Scooter's girlfriend.
Well,
just call the flies what they're supposed to be
just
called.
Scooter doesn't. Okay, so
man.
let's double check this. Bingo call, card call, 136, call 4.
And it's got to be a record if we're done that fast.
Well, it's what we wanted.
Let's see. Type it in.
Top left, there it is.
There it is.
That is a winner, folks.
Scooter.
If we don't have any other buddy contesting that victory, we'll have to... He doesn't have a Captain Clutch sticker.
Oh, you know what that means?
Oh, no.
Will the captain save him, or will the wizard send him to bed without prizes?
I don't even remember how to do... We haven't played the wizard.
We haven't seen the wizard in a while.
All right, Scooter.
Scoots. I like that. I like that, Chaz. Let's call him Scoots.
All right, Scoots. All right.
Scoots my boots.
So yeah, you just let us know what you think is. We don't have any contestants contesting that win. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just go back to here for a second because the flying card's out, and what we need to do is make sure that we have.
You should be nervous.
This to make sure everybody has. I forgot to set up this scene.
So guys, if you haven't seen, those are the two giveaway discount codes from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. So there are 3 to give away at 20%, 1 at the 30%. And the word you see there, overflow, that is the ID code for that. And then icebreaker will be the 30% giveaway. So if it hasn't been used, fill up your cart and go give it a try. And just maybe you're going to win a bunch of stuff. So we want to thank Rocky Mountain Fly Shop because he has come through this year with some crazy discounts. I personally have talked to a few of the people who have got them and have bought big ticket items like rods and reels, and they've really, even Norvice, they've actually really used them, which is awesome, not just grabbing a hunk of dubbing for 30% off.
So Terry Souther said the Captain Crunch is for rent.
Captain Crunch for
Trout got the wrong. He just didn't have numbers. It didn't. Yeah, well, that was there. He had to get a new one. All right. So I think everything is ready to go. The wizard texted me and said, "Hold tight, I'm not ready."
Oh, well,
he hasn't worked for a long time.
Well, maybe he just wants to watch the commercials or something.
Do you see my neighbor come out of his house? He looks like the wizard, literally. It's actually super weird. So, anyways, hang on. I just got a text message.
What's it say? What's it say?
It says, tell Chim to shove the bubble gum up his anus.
He didn't see.
All right,
say that.
the wizard's on his way down. He was just upstairs watching some things. So we'll be right back once he gets here.
My view would be that we offer people a chance to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life. We don't plan for anybody to do anything out here. We just offer them a nice place to have a base, and then they can either drive, good access here to Rocky, Nordegg, all those places if you want to go farther west, or you can stay on the property as long as you want.
The good news, Scooter, is that I've been unemployed for a couple weeks now, and I just can't seem to take this time off kindly. I've been backstage making 56 doors, then 3 doors, and then people whoop my butt, and now I've been hard at work with 7 doors, and hopefully...
Is that my voice?
You are the captain.
What? This is not fair. Make my voice a little more manly, please.
I'm trying my hardest.
No, you're not.
But the fact of the matter is, that is your natural voice.
That is not my voice.
I'm pretty sure it is. I can hear it with my own 2 ears.
It's because it's literally playing into your ears.
No, that's my ears. Well,
I guess Scooter,
Pooter, Mr. Pooter Scooter,
It's just you and me, buddy.
Mr. Waber Tabor. Ha! Ha!
Well,
Scooter.
7 doors. 1 in 7 chance.
Oh, don't you blow it again, Captain. I don't even know why I invited you on here.
Well, I think people need to start trusting me. They never call the numbers that I say.
You don't even say numbers.
I said 3 last time, and I'm pretty sure it was 3.
Wait a minute. You just said number 3 and he picked number 3.
Scooter, I wouldn't do number 3 this time. It's not number 3. I have a good feeling about a different
Are you gonna give him a chance and an opportunity to change his mind?
Yes, Scooter, change your mind. You have 1 opportunity.
How can you do this? It's so unfair. He hasn't even paid for your service.
It doesn't matter. I'm Captain Clutch. I have a
Yes,
manly
but
voice.
cost.
I have big
You come at a cost, and tonight you're trying to be cheap.
It doesn't matter. It's about giving back, bro. You gotta love people.
So are you gonna give Mr. Tabor Waver another chance?
Just give me a second. I gotta think of a number.
You cannot cheat this game.
I'm not cheating.
You are the captain.
Okay, you got 1 more chance, Scooter. Do you want to keep 3 or do you want to go
I
with?
cannot seem to accept the change of heart that I'm having, but this year has gotten to me. So, Captain, I will give you 1 opportunity to let Scooter change his mind, and you get 1 guess to help Mr. Tabor Waver Paber out.
Okay. Let me see.
Scooter, Pooter, pudding and
feeling
pie,
like maybe it was
kissed that girl and made her cry. Scooter,
They never expect the ends. I think it's 7.
Scoot,
I think it's 7.
Scooter, Pooter, pudding and
That's me.
pie.
I said 7. Take it or leave it.
Kissed a girl and made her cry.
I'll leave it at that.
If you're still dating that girl who makes fun of your flies, you've got an opportunity to change your mind because I'm feeling weak and compassionate for all the people who I've stolen their souls. And you are cheap.
I'm trying to
You're
help.
not even requiring the $50 payment.
Yeah, look at that.
What's worse is he's not even referring to you as the captain. He's calling you Tim. Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim. Here I am.
It doesn't say Tiny Tim. He doesn't say
Yeah,
it.
well, he meant to.
Nope. Wizzy.
Literally what he wanted to write, and then his girlfriend said, "Don't be rude."
Just brush those chip crumbs off your belly and let the man play the game.
I am not Santa. I am the wizard.
Really?
I will only accept a change of heart if he calls you by the proper name.
Well, Scooter, you know what you have to do.
Then I will let you choose the door you have said.
Call me by
Captain
my
Tim.
name.
It's not Captain Tim, it's Captain Weak Clutch.
Call me by my name. His voice is just silly. I'm Captain Clutch.
All right.
I come through in a
You
bind.
are Captain Clutch. And without much further ado, I am
man.
feeling soft and weak like you.
What? Look how hard this looks. Every inch is hard.
That inch is hard.
Okay, let's go. Give it to him. Come on.
Number 7.
I have a feeling. Yes! Woo! We did it. We did it. All right, Scooter, you owe me big time. What are you laughing about? We won.
Oh my goodness. We have been referencing 7 all night long.
All night.
And nobody picked up on it.
Couldn't believe it.
Scooter Pooter, I don't like you anymore.
Snack time. Look at our snack time. Brought to you by
Plainview Mercantile. Oh, that's good. That is really good.
dried mango, our favorite.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Next level.
Dried fuzzy pieces brought to you by Morning View Mercantile. Oh wow, that's sour.
Oh, that hit ya.
Does that hit the spot?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Boom.
All right.
Shakalaka
I'm
boom.
gonna ditch this mic here.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ditch. I think this
All right.
discount code is gone, Tim.
Think it's gone?
Yeah, I think it's gone.
Wow.
Maybe not. I gotta check in with Colin.
Check
Well,
in.
Scooter, look at the blue. That is the new color. Look at that.
That is really nice.
Yeah,
Real nice.
it is.
Okay, guys, we
All right,
have-
Scooter. Great job.
Good job.
I know the wizard left in a huff, but he's getting soft. He is.
Or maybe
getting soft.
Captain Clutch is getting good.
I don't know.
Could be one of each. You never know.
It happens.
It happens.
All right, Scooter, you got to email me. What is it? TNL at
Yep.
flyfishingbover.com. Send me your address, and then that way I can send you all the goodies.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
All right, guys, we have the Western Green Drake to tie up now. So go ahead. You can see it there in the vise. It actually is a pretty simple pattern, but as you can see, there are a couple wings in there again, and these ones might actually be harder to deal with than the last ones. These ones are made out of some deer hair. So we're gonna go through the process. We'll show you how to do this, and as always, be patient with yourself. If this is a new skill for you, yeah, just take it in stride. It's never easy learning new stuff, and the dry flies can often be a little tough as well. So we are tying this on a size 12 hook, but size 12 for a green drake around us is still maybe a little bit small, but it's a decent size when learning to tie this pattern. So go ahead, get all your materials out of your package.
Just in the next discount code is 35%.
35%. All right.
You don't have
well,
to lean back. That
I know
mic
it's
is
like,
off.
Is this mic where you're on? I'm so smart.
Your SMRT. The blue's great. We're gonna get a blue bib next year. You can, no matter what
Yeah,
shirt, you
bib.
just put a blue bib
I
on.
like that. We should get bibs. That would be a good idea.
I don't need one. Well, maybe because I spill my drink.
You do that once in a while. Okay, so let's get that out of the vise, and we will get our
35%.
That's a big
off.
discount.
Yeah.
That is a stinking big discount. We'll get our next hook fixed in the vise. And this is a standard dry fly hook. Nothing too crazy about it. Down turned eye. Oh, if you know me, I just got to get this right. Can't be not level. There we go. Okay, so we're switching up threads. So I'm going to be using, I'm actually using a UTC 70 again, but I'm just going to use a brown color. Feel free to use olive or black. Those are probably the two best color. This is just what I had on the desk, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'm going to start my thread, eye length behind the eye. Lay down a few thread wraps before I go ahead and trim out my tag end. Now, the first thing we're going to put in here is going to be the tail. So what we have is some moose body hair. So it looks like this. Okay, some nice long black. Now, what you are going to notice with this is going to get your fingers extremely dirty. I'm actually going to wash my fingers off with some baby wipes in between doing this and the dubbing, because it actually darkened the dubbing so much. There's a lot of dye in this dark hair. So we're building a tail. It is going to be kind of long, but we want the tips to match. And what I did notice about this specific moose body hair is it really doesn't like to stack well. So I've just been like grabbing the tips of a few, as you can see there, and I just keep laying the stack in there and pulling a few fibers through at a time. So I'm getting them basically just stacked in my hand. Now you don't need a ton of them. You don't need a huge tail, but something in that kind of neighborhood. Okay, so
There's
what was that?
Still 2 discounts for overflow. The code overflow works 2 more times, so 2 more people can jump in there and get 20% off. I know they're just waiting for the 35 to drop, and then they're going to come back and hit up this. So
Yeah,
anyways,
that's probably
it's still there.
It's still there. Okay, so now that I've got my moose body hair like so, I'm going to measure a tail that's roughly a hook shank, a full hook shank in length out the back of the fly. Okay, so measuring here, transitioning it here. But before I tie it in, I'm going to move my thread back just a little bit. I want it to be about mid-fly. Okay, I'm going to come like so, make sure my measurement's good again. I'm going to move it back so that that full distance is sitting off the back of the fly. I'm going to lay that down. I'm going to switch my hands over. I'm going to go ahead and grab that with a thread wrap. We want to keep this tail fiber right up on top of the hook shank. Okay, And I'm just gonna, so I can do that by lifting up on those deer hair. Now I don't want you to pull tight on your thread here, because if I pull tight, what it's actually gonna do is it's gonna flare this hair. And that's actually not what I want this to do. So before I get all the way into that bend, I'm gonna stay up on top and I'm just gonna leave it like so. Taking light wraps on deer hair, and if the hair wants to flare, because it's got a little bit more air in certain pieces of the hair, depending on where it comes from on the body. But always with body hair on deer or moose, it's what we use to spin deer hair for heads on some flies. So it has a lot of air in it. So if I pull tight, it's gonna flare it. If I just do really nice, consistent wraps, but not pulling tight on the thread, I can still get strength out of it by going up and down, but it won't flare the thread. So then I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna lift those butts up, cut them off nice and close, and then I can take my thread and come back over top of it. So now we gotta get into the fun part of this fly. Okay, so I'm gonna measure about 2 eye lengths back. Okay, so you can see that's roughly a third-ish of the overall hook shank. This is where I'm gonna tie in my deer hair, okay? Now we're moving over to the deer hair patch, which you have in your kit, okay, like so. We're gonna grab off a decent sized clump. So I would say grab more than you think you're gonna need, and then we'll come back to it and we'll probably thin it out a bit. But grab more than you think, grab like even a half of a pencil width in thickness. So I've grabbed a pretty decent little chunk here, okay? I'm just gonna comb it out or pull out all the underfur. This is why we grab more than we think, because by the time we end up cleaning it all out, we end up with all this extra light stuff underneath and the little bit of fuzz that comes out of the deer hair, and I'm just holding on to the very tip. So I haven't tried to stack it or anything like that, just making sure that it's all clean and I don't have any of that fluff in there. It's just the underfur. And I'll bring this up, okay? I actually like that amount. It looked like a lot when I started, but it always thins out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stack it. So I'm gonna get at my hair stacker. As always, points. When we're stacking something, we're doing it for a purpose, and that's normally to get the tips stacked up and lined. So I put them in tips first. Give it a couple wraps on the table. That's gonna get those tips to go all the way forward to the underside of here. Okay, and I'm actually gonna switch this around and pull it off so that, there you go. The tips are pointed forward. That's how we're gonna tie them in. Come in here, grab them out. Keeping those tips aligned. We'll work out any little bits that might wanna be in there, okay? Now, when I tie this in, I'm gonna be measuring, especially on this fly, could be a little bit bigger hackle on this fly. I want it to definitely be a full hook shank in length. So I'll need a little smaller than that. Just adjust my fingers on it again. A full hook shank in length from the tying point, which is gonna be there. I'm gonna transfer that forward. Wanting to keep this deer hair right up on top. And this, it's okay if it flares this time. Okay, but you notice I haven't let go with my backhand yet. Get some nice good solid thread wraps in there. Lift up on those butts. So I've left my hands, I've left my fingers, sorry, attached to the butt ends of this. Now I need to slip my scissors in and I need to cut this off at a 45-degree angle back down the fly, okay? So you see how that tapered out? And this is gonna be for our underbody. Before I even come mess with all this deer hair up here, I'm gonna take my thread and I'm gonna work it back over top of all those butts. You can see it starts to pack them down. And look at that beautiful taper. That doesn't always work that smoothly for me, but that's how a taper should work if you're cutting that off at the right angle, okay? So I'm gonna bring my thread back forward. Now I'm gonna pull all that deer hair up. I'm gonna lift it straight up, okay? Get some thread wraps in front, just like we did with those other wings. It's gonna start to stand up a little bit for me. Gonna throw a few more thread wraps underneath it, like so. And now it's gonna wanna stand up real nice, okay? These green drakes have really tall, prominent wings, kind of in this darker color of deer hair. So it's important that we kind of nail the wings. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna throw some thread wraps, almost like I'm building a post. I'm gonna go thread wraps around all of that hair, and that's gonna gather that hair up and hold it together, okay? So just did a few wraps like that. Always finish by going back around the hook shank because that secures that work back to the hook shank. Now you can grab a bodkin or a pair of scissors or whatever you want to come in, but we wanna split this hair. So it's really difficult to show you this, but imagine that these scissors are coming in from the front. I like to take just the blade of one side, And I'm going to come in and I'm going to try to evenly split that hair to one side and the other. Push part of it out of the way so I can separate them. I feel like that's a pretty good half and half. And now I'm going to grab my thread and I'll bring it in just like we did with those other wings. We're almost like dumbbell eyes. Okay, I'm going to split the two sides of the wing. I did it on one side. And it does kind of help if you can grab a hold of the hair and pull it separate. Do a couple wraps like that. So we're doing these figure eights again. And now before I go much further, keeping little to no tension. So I'm gonna back off on my bobbin here. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna go around just the one post at a time. Okay, so it's like its own individual post. I'm not pulling tight here. All I'm doing is putting some kind of even tension wraps, but not super tight. And what that's actually doing is that's locking those together. So you can see here how this is split nice, okay? And that's pulled that side together. Now I got to do it on this side. So I'm going to loosen a little bit more thread off my bobbin. Go around just the deer hair on this side now. And remember, we always have to finish it off by going back around the hook shank. So I'm really happy with that, guys. That pulled together really well. Okay, nice and evenly spaced out. Driving those thread wraps between them causes them to separate away from each other. And yeah, we did some wraps around each individual wing, which is also good. Kind of clumps them together. And now we're ready to basically move on with the rest of the fly. We're going to build the coloring of this in. I'm going to take a few thread wraps back and just make sure I've covered up all that extra deer hair that we had working there. And then I'm going to bring my thread back up to right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the floss. So you're going to see we have this flexi floss in golden brown. Looks like this. Okay, this is going to be our counter wrap on our dubbing. This is what gives our fly that beautiful segmented appearance. I'm going to bring a couple of thread wraps over top at the butts, and then I'm just going to stretch it out a bit and pull it back down. Being very careful to finish wrapping it right where I left my tail. Okay, and now that's just going to hang out back here. Do a couple more right at the back here, and that can just hang out there. Now this is probably the time where you're going to want to, I'm going to make sure that my fingers are clean, otherwise my otherwise you're not going to be, this dubbing is going to be turned black instead of being actually the green that it's meant to be. So I'm just going to clean off my fingers, get some of that dye from that tail fibers off. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my my green dubbing here. So you got the one thing that you probably can't argue with is you guys have a ton of dubbing for most of the flies this season. There's a ton of extra dubbing, so you should be able to get, even if you don't have enough of the other materials to tie more than's provided, you can get to work and tie a bunch more with the dubbing. So we have this huge clump of dubbing here, just this nice green dry fly dubbing. It's more of a yellow olive, which is perfect. I'm going to make a dubbing noodle, just like we did on the last fly. You could use some, feel free to use some wax if you prefer, but with this one, I generally just make a pretty stout noodle, and then the counter wrap of the floss really kind of compresses it, and it kind of takes out some of the ability to taper it pretty well. So I just try to make as evenly bulk dubbing noodle as possible. Once I got that nice and tight, I'm going to start wrapping right where I left that floss. And we're going to go with a little bit bulkier here because we do have that counter wrap coming. So it might kind of look silly until we get our hackle in there. And I've got a little too much here. That's okay. Pull a little bit down. Get that to tighten up for me. Okay, so now I got up to this point. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my floss and I'm gonna counter wrap it. Just nice open spirals. You're not gonna get a ton of wraps coming up just because it's not a very long body on this size of fly. You should hopefully get maybe 3, maximum kind of 4 segments coming up. Just like that. I'm gonna tie that off right at the dubbing. So thread wraps behind, thread wraps in front, and once I get to this point, I can go ahead and trim that out now that I know I've got it good and secure. And as you can see there, by me pulling a little bit tighter on that, it kind of compresses that dubbing and it gives it a really nice a really nice segmented look and a nice little bulky body. Bulky body. And then I'm gonna go over to my hackle here. So we got a grizzly hackle for you. It's a little oversized, which that is what we do with this fly. So a little oversized. You can see when I'm doing it like this is how I like to check it. Compare it against my wing, because I always want my wing to be a little taller, and you can see right there, it's gonna be just a little bit taller, which is perfect. So I'm gonna prep this just the way I did the last one. I'm gonna peel a little bit back here, trim that little triangle into it, and then tie in that stem. Get that like so. Underside of the feather back down the back of the fly. Tie that in right there. Make sure you get thread wraps on both sides of the stem. That's an important piece so that it doesn't slip and come out. And once you feel like that's good and secure, you can go ahead and trim out the stem. Just being very delicate around that wing so you don't cut any of that hair out, because that's a bummer. And then I'm gonna bring this forward. I'm only gonna get a couple of wraps in behind the wing, and then we'll get some more wraps in front. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. I'm just gonna do a little half hitch. Save my work up here at the front of the fly. Set my bobbin off to the side.
All right, I've been working hard over here, Tim.
See that? Lots of comments going out.
No, I've been working hard.
Oh, you've been working hard.
That's about me.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I have something to show the folks.
Okay, you show them.
No, you just. I want you to get a quick peer review here.
Oh, okay.
Right, wrong button.
Yeah, well, you can't say that and then not show me. Oh man, that's good. I like that.
It's a new sticker.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, well, you're gonna see that there shortly. Let me wrap up this fly. So now,
no pun intended.
no pun intended. Wrap it up. I'm gonna try to get 2 wraps in. Yeah, I'll get 2 there. And then I'm gonna pull the deer hair wings back out of the way. Pass in front of them. I should be able to get at least 3 in front without really bulking up the front too much. I'm gonna go 1 more. And then I'm gonna bring my thread back. Gonna have to go on the back side of the hackle. And then to the front side. And don't worry, you might trap a few pieces of the hackle here, but we'll deal with that in a moment. So I'm just gonna do it twice. And now from this position, I'm gonna grab my half hitch tool and I'm gonna half hitch this fly. Put it over there, pull some of that hackle back out of the way. Ooh, and the thread broke. That's good, I got at least 1 in. I'm gonna grab 1 more if I can. Just to make sure. That wasn't super ideal. So I will trim this out. Sometimes you break your thread and the whole thing blows up. So we're lucky on that one. Probably the worst place to break your thread on the whole fly. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna trim out my thread. And then I can rotate that and trim out that hackle, making sure I don't cut too much else. Like so. Set that aside. If I have any little hairs or fibers that are back on that body that I don't want, I can adjust them, but honestly, that works pretty good. I'm gonna do just a quick touch of some resin here. And my Western Green Drake is complete. Finished. Just like that, folks. Hopefully yours turned out looking something like that.
Wow, that gets me excited for the Green Drake hatch.
Yeah, love it. Great pattern. And yeah, I like these flies, especially a Green Drake that's maybe tied in a little bigger size. It's a great way to learn how to, I think dry flies in general are kind of intimidating to tie, and although they are a little bit of work, like you've seen, it can be done. So hopefully it worked for you guys tonight. And
yeah, and remember, like, this looks beefy, and some people might want to cut the hackle. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because the green drakes sit high and proud, and fish get extremely punch drunk crazy when a green drake hatch goes down. And if you ever get to witness one, like an actual green drake hatch, and not just that they're eating a green drake on the Bow River, switch your mics. You are in for a treat. Typically, I've found they are kind of happening around between 1 and 3 in our mountain streams, and they really happen when a crazy hailstorm comes in.
Yeah. Weather.
Rain's good. Hail, better.
Replay squad for Mike.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's why it's there.
It's all right. It'll be up tomorrow morning, and that's why the replay is there, so that we can keep... you could keep going back. You could tie all your flies. You tie one, you go back, you watch it again, and you keep tying. So, yeah, a little difficult with the hackle, but hopefully you can get 5 out of that material. And like Tim said, if there's not enough dubbing, there should be. You've got dubbing out the wazoo from...
Tons. Did you add another sleeve?
I told you I've been working hard over here. Okay, so what I did, just spent a little bit of time in Illustrator, and so Chaz asked the question here, and he said, so we can see here. Chaz said, we need a Burning Cat TNL shirt.
Yeah.
So
Touché.
When you guys ask for stuff, I do my best to deliver. And so, yeah, just I'm over here working. Tim's over there working. We're both creating stuff, and I just created, which I've ordered, and the stickers will be here, I don't know, 7 to 10 days.
Already ordered stickers?
Well, yeah, because this is epic. So this I bring to you is Gord.
Gord
the Burning Cat. And it looks something like...
It's sitting on a candle. That's good. Very nice. Well done.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Because that is the Burning Cat named Gord.
He may have lit himself on fire.
So it's like someone would be like, why would I want this sticker? Because you were there for that episode that the cat jumped on the tying table and lit himself on fire on camera, and this entire studio was full of cat burning hair fumes.
It was pretty overwhelming.
All right. Let me know your thoughts of the music tonight. Let me know your thoughts of the new Burning Cat sticker. Gord the Fire Kitty. Yeah, he has Tim's eyes.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, Ken. What are you talking about?
That's great.
Very nice.
Turned out
well
great.
Done. Yeah, it did. It really did turn out good.
Yeah, burn the kitty down. Burn the kitty down. So without much further ado,
how to duty?
We've got one more code, folks. One more code for you to... Oh, yeah, Mr. McKenna is like, what's happening in the baking cam?
Good question. I want to know, too.
It's a great question. And the final answer, does anybody know what we've got ripping in the oven? It's a classic.
They look like cookies, but they look too puffy. So I'm just...
Well, what happens when you make 2 puffy cookies?
2 puffy cookies.
And then you get them.
Some cream in between. I know what they are, guys. I know what they
put
are.
Some cream in between the 2 puffy cookies. Some of the music reminded me of WKRP in Cincinnati. I always wanted to be on that show. Oh, yeah.
Like
see, Maharishi knows what's up.
Whoopie pies. Yes, they are. Oh, man, you got to make me some of those. Oh. Please.
Look at that.
So good.
That
my,
is.
My mom, I'm sure she's still watching. Mom, you got to make me some whoopie pies. Made them growing up. You get the chocolate cookie stuck in your teeth because it's a little like
doughy. Oh. And the cream is...
Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, I need some of that in my life. Yeah,
I'm struggling here, Tim. Well, thanks to Mr. McKenna for reminding us to check back in on the baking cam and what the final... so Perry Albert said, Whoopie Pew.
Whoopie Pew?
Whoopie Pew.
Whoopie Pew.
But autocorrect fixed that for him. And Trout's blood sugar just spiked. That should be fine. Just take yourself some insulin, and that'll go right back down to 0.
That is a diabetic problem.
Ken's never had these. Well,
Oh,
this might
Ken.
not be an Australian thing, so definitely.
You should look it up and check out a recipe because these are well worth the baking.
Definitely. Definitely something that you want to do is head on over to our website. Why?
You sell whoopie pies on our website?
Well, even better. Yeah, you go over here, click on store, click down here, and you go to hats. And you can choose. You can get. I had bad photos, but anyways, we have two colors. We have two colors of hats. The one that Tim's wearing right there.
Very nice.
Or you can see the one that Kent's wearing right here. Kent. Right. You see that? That's it, folks.
Very nice.
The hats are up there. They ship wherever you are. And the description says it all. Fantastic adjustable nylon hats made for the river. And they come in the two colors. Yeah, they are. We're going to order more because we're running out. So feel free to go to your hats. At the same time, you're going to head over here. And you're going to choose. What's that code? The third one?
What's that third one?
Okay, so
35%?
remember, I think this is how I received the code. So if you think it's spelt wrong, it doesn't matter. Enter it exactly as you see it right here.
35% off.
Yeah,
That's still 30%.
Nope, watch this.
Squala hatch.
35. Look at that.
I would get on it. 35% off there, guys. You're probably never going to see that anywhere else. So
that's a good point.
Hop on it, fill up that cart, and hopefully it's already full and you just entered that. And you won it.
And if it doesn't work, enter overflow because I believe there was still a couple left there for you guys to get in on the overflow.
Overflow. Mine as well.
Overflow, there it is. Skawala hatch. I'm not sure if Skawala has SKA, but that's the code that Colin sent me. So I would enter it exactly as seen there, all in caps. Confirm, Colin, that is not a typo.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Anyways, that's what it is. Skawala hatch. 35% off for one customer, and when it's gone, it's gone.
She gone. She gone. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that one's going to get snagged up. Someone's been waiting for that
gonna
all
wait
night.
a couple bits. Brown is the best. Chaz doesn't know colors.
Brown is the best. Seriously.
Well, I think that's long enough.
There you
I
go.
haven't heard from Colin, so that's all we can do is just hope that it went out to a good friend and part of the TNL fam. It worked perfectly, says Steve.
Oh, I guess Steve Cheniak got it.
All right, so that's all you need to know is Steve dialed in again. All right.
Don't think this is the first time.
You never know. Well,
never know.
What's this?
What
Truth
is
be told,
your win?
Your win means what's important now. Quite simply, something that was a small victory. They can happen once a day, once a week, once a month, or multiple times in that same time frame. But what we do here on Thursday Night Live every Thursday, at the end of the show, we kind of wrap it up by sharing some of our wins. We listen to some of your wins or all of them. If we just sit here until we're done, you guys are done sharing. But the idea is that it's a bit of contagious. There's a bit of a ripple effect because when you guys share wins, it inspires us. And what it also has done is given us something to kind of look forward through throughout the week. So what do I mean by that? I mean, energy goes where energy flows where focus goes. So you focus on these wins, you start spending energy on looking for things, and eventually you're always chasing the good things that are happening in this world.
Yes.
So that's what a win is.
What a win is.
And you guys will put them in the comments. We'll slide them on the screen. Yes, I have 2 sleeves now.
That's good.
Ish.
I think you should start.
I
the
know.
sleeves.
I started.
I started. Just if you know how long it takes.
I'm just going full head face.
Oh, you're gonna go face? Yeah, that's broad.
I'm
yeah,
a
that's
sleeve
bold.
on my face.
Sleeve on my face, a neck sleeve.
A neck,
Oof.
a face sleeve. All right,
All
so I'm not sure if the comments are broke or what's happening.
Just nobody's here.
Oh, there it is.
There
Okay.
they're starting.
Hillbilly's phone's dying. But before we share this, Tim's gonna share. I'm gonna share, and then we'll hit up you guys.
All right. Well, I had a fantastic week since I last was here with you guys. After last show, we got to go out for a float together, which was really much needed. I had a great weekend away with the family. And then Monday came back, and me and Dane were actually both out on the river guiding. It was first guide trips of the year for us. And I just felt like even halfway through the day, I messaged my wife and I just said, I'm in heaven. I need more of this in my life. There's nothing quite like that. But further than that, my true win was getting to meet the person I met that day. So his name is Dan, and now he's from Australia. And you're trying to tell me this isn't the coolest job in the world, but he spent 3 years advocating to the government in Australia, in the province that he lives in, or the state they call it, to allow him to educate kids in the outdoors and fishing specifically. So after 3 years of battling, they created a position for him where he now spends his entire life traveling on the road, town to town, in primary schools, and he basically does like a one-on-one fishing lesson. Sometimes it's fly fishing, sometimes it's gear fishing, but he gets to just take kids out on the water, and just hearing this person, the same age as me, just being at this stage in his life where he's just wants to give back, wanted to give back so much and create a job for himself in an industry that he was so passionate about that he stubbornly convinced his government to do it. Gives me motivation. We all would dream of that being a full-time gig for anybody. So a super cool guy to meet. Just was super refreshing to be back on the water. If you had any idea how much I know Dana would feel the same, that we just look forward to spending those hours and days on the water with people and getting to hear their stories. And it inspires us to be better and to be grateful.
Truly is a very unique and special thing that we get to do as our job, is understanding most businesses interact with a client for like 3 to 5 minutes. Somebody comes into your store, some a little longer. You might have an hour appointment, you might have a 2-hour appointment, but a very intimate setting about guiding is because you're spending 8 to 10 hours or more, very close proximity. And in Tim's case, it was just those Tim and Dan. Right? So it's like, hey, you're gonna go spend a full day with a stranger, 4 feet apart, and what do you talk about? What do you do? How do you get along? How does it unfold? So something that's not lost on us is it probably could be uncomfortable for the clients. But what's special is 99.9% of the people that we get to spend time with seem to be very comfortable right away, and they open up. And I've talked about it before, is like a drift boat is like a 17-foot couch, the couch, the orange couch you go sit on in the psychology office. It's a safe place and a vulnerable place to just hang out and chat. So you notice Tim didn't say anything about the fishing. He talked about the person in his boat because that's truly what matters, right?
And the fishing was great too, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so that's really cool. So it's not lost on us the privilege and the honor that we get to spend time with a lot of you guys and a lot of other people who are probably start off as strangers and then become friends. And yeah, it's pretty cool thing. Oh, so for my win, couple wins, kind of fun, well, not kind of, really a fun week, and the weather's getting nice. We got out Friday. We both were guiding on same day, different clients. I got to take a couple people who are awesome energy. They're really good friends. They started off as strangers. They become friends. They book a couple, 3, 4, 5 trips every year. And it's just like almost cheating when you get people like that, or the people come back and it's just like, you just got to go hang out with friends. And then you think halfway through the day, getting paid to do this.
I'm getting paid to be here. Yeah.
And this is my job. And something Tim said is like, Dan gets to do that. How cool is that? Well, we kind of get to do the same thing. So it is very cool. Another win was a little bit of a staycation. I guess we're kind of lucky, Banff. So
it's
2
close.
hours away. We just went out to Banff last night, me, Janine, and Matea. And for no reason, we just went and stayed in a hotel. Just kind of needed to get out. The mountains are very healing, as I've talked about many times. And we kind of did the more commercial thing where you stay in a hotel. And we just spent time together outside of these four walls, and that was really cool. But the best thing is, because I get to brag about the TNL fam, is driving with Matea on Saturday. We went on our first highway. She's got her learner's permit, so we wanted to go on a bit of a highway, go faster than 50. And we went drive, and we are talking about friends and just having some good, deep conversations. And she said, I like my friends. It always seems that there's a but. Like Tim's great, but Brent's great, but Cam's great, but. And I said, here's the thing. All your friends have butts, which is kind of funny. But they do, and they always will. And the interesting thing is you always have a butt. So to find clutch friends or good friends or a group like the TNL fam, you just got to remember that their butts have to be something that you can live with, right? Because your butt has to be something that they can live with. The point of my story is she looked over at me and she said, what I really want is I want friends like you have, where the 100th episode, they just kept coming in the door and they just showed up. And she's like, they literally just kept showing up for you guys. They brought you a cake. They brought you a painting, a drawing. And she's like, I just hope one day that I get friends like you have. And so pretty cool.
It's pretty special.
Yeah. I always say kids are 5% ears and 95% eyes, because you can tell them whatever you want, but if they're not seeing it with their eyes, it's irrelevant. And just thank you to everybody who did come that night again, and everybody who was a part of making that special. There's a 14-year-old girl who's watching, and she's like, those are the kind of people that I want in my life. And so I was like, that's a big win. That's a really cool life moment.
Yeah. Super cool life moment. Yeah. Hard to argue with her.
All right. So if Hillbilly hasn't died, his phone.
Phone's dying.
Start off. You can go first, Tim.
So win for the week. Took my family to Horn Lake Caves. First time doing something like that. It was super cool. Also, I'm sitting on a boat with Eli, my dogs, and dad, listening to you guys tonight. Doesn't get much better.
Yeah.
OQP LPCF.
That's epic.
That's so cool, Andy.
Okay, I guess I got to put it up here. Ken, my win for the week was finally getting the new boat on the water out on the weekend. It was great to share with two really good friends. Dana and Tim, you have your work cut out for you in guide school. I was horrible at rowing, and that's
okay. We'll fix it.
It's how it begins. Yeah.
We can fix that. Ryan, he says, my win this week is closed some deals, and I'm moving to Olds. Oh, man.
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody.
Oakley, what does Ned Flanders say?
Oakley, no.
Howdily doodly.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Ned.
All right, Cameron. 3 wins this week. Jen's dad was in rough shape a couple weeks ago and came home from the hospital this week. Got my wife back after 8 days in Ontario, helping her mom and dad out while dad was in the hospital. Had a great 4 days up in the mountain doing something that filled my cup for the most of my life. Family and days on snow made me happier than I've been in a really long time.
That's awesome. Cody, my win is I got to watch TNL from Hawaii, and I'm in Hawaii, so that's a win too. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Mr. McKenna, my win was I fished 3 evenings this week and left the river at sunset.
Life is good.
That's great.
And Perry, my win for the week was receiving a prize package that was mailed to me on December 17th, 2021. I had long ago given up on it, so it was a very pleasant surprise.
Wow, sounds like something that went out from us.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well,
that's cool.
Better never than late.
Late
Late
than
than
never.
never. That's
Come
how
on, Ned. Get your
That's
crap together.
Oakley.
I don't think that's what it is.
All right. Adrian Tebow, my win. I had low expectations, but I got into a couple nice fish on a short walk in Wade. Had a great Easter weekend with one afternoon hanging out next to the river with my kiddos. So happy the spring is here and I'm out getting to enjoy it. Family and I are happy, healthy, and thriving. LPCF OQP.
Yes. Jeff, my win is my truck is almost fixed. That means more mountain time with my love. It's the therapy that's been missing in my life for a year now and much needed. I'm excited to show her where I refuel my soul and where I think she will gain from it as well.
You don't have to think. You will know. She will. Chas, ice baths have been super tough, but so satisfying. 45-degree water tempers the soul. Also, shout out to my brothers. My reason for smiles and memories that will bring a belly laugh from my old office. OQP.
Oh, yeah. Eric, my win for the week, got to fish 2 days. My 83-year-old fishing buddy fell and broke 2 ribs. He has been in the hospital for a few days. Today I went to visit him and was able to lead him into accepting Jesus as his Lord and Savior. Wow. I also got to do my first guide trip helping a guy catch his first trout on a fly. He got 5 today. It was such a blessed day and week. It was such a blessed day and week. Love my TNL family. Still no passport.
All right,
we'll be
you
praying
got to
about
call that in. Ken B, my win is as I'm progressing with learning to tie flies, I'm finding it easier and understanding more techniques and using different materials thanks to you guys.
Oh, that's awesome, Ken.
Well, we appreciate you being here from the land down under. What time is it there?
Yeah, it's got to be something different than here. Roger, win for the week. Daughter is on the mend after a couple scary days. Caught a virus that, according to the incubation timeline, she picked up in Montreal. Trips to the urgent care and then to the ER, and she's turned the corner, getting her energy and appetite back. Well, that's good to hear.
That's awesome. Glad she's getting better. Scooter, win of the week is getting out on the river last weekend and sharing fly fishing with my girl. We are working on the fly names.
Trevor, my win is the rivers are starting to open up. That is a win.
Yes, Mr. Ritzko. My win is that I'm just glad to be a part of this group.
That's awesome. Craig, win. It was just a good week. Sunshine, fishing, and out for a few walks with my wife to reconnect.
Mr. Souther, leaving for Mexico tomorrow morning is his win. And he's packing as he's got this on in the background, I'm sure.
John, made the long drive home from Texas safely to find my box full of a Flying Go winnings. Had finally arrived just a few days earlier. Thanks again for all the goodies, just for knocking the wizard in the head 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, he had a massive
good win.
package. Yeah. Mr. McDonald, my win for the week is another TNL and refreshing my soul with the TNL fam. It's 1 p.m. on Friday tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Mr. Bruce. I think it's you.
You got to scroll up if I'm going to read it. Yeah. Yes on that. Oh, it won't, will it? Okay, all right. I'll look over here. So, win this week was time spent with family over the Easter weekend. Everyone is healthy and happy. Couple days full of food, laughter, and love. Getting excited to spend a couple days on the water soon with friends from Rocky Mountain Fly Shop and Fly Fishing Bow River. Game on.
Game on, bring on the whitefish.
Bring it on.
Agrarian.
Agrarian.
Oh, man, the stickers that never turned out.
Yeah,
I gave them all to Bruce, and he gave some back.
Yeah. Spelling is tough.
All
really
right,
tough.
folks. Remember, there's so much to be won on the final show. $10 donation to the show gets you a chance to win a thank you prize, a package, and yeah, just looking at this thing, the Blake Teague. Do you know what he asked for this from us? Nothing.
He never does.
He just said, I just hope this brings more good people into the TNL fam. That's it. Literally.
Incredible.
And he does it all the time.
Yeah.
And I know he doesn't make it in here every time, but That's what's cool about the TNL fam is it's this symbiotic relationship of everybody having different parts and roles and abilities to do things and to help here and to help there. And maybe they just reach out to somebody and just give them a kind word and a supportive word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
the little things.
Mr. Struthers' win for the week is feeling better and being able to plan my visit to the TNL headquarters next week and a trip to the water tomorrow afternoon.
I can't wait to see you, bud. And also can't wait to eat your food.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, we thank you. So without much further... How many times do I say that? It's so pathetic.
I do. Well, it's like your tagline, though.
It's not mine. I didn't make it up. I didn't make
Howdy
any of
doody.
those up. Howdy doodly doodly. Until the next time of the show.
Stay classy.
Yeah, so hats are for sale. People have been asking about them. They are on the website. You can go check that out. We do have a few more different styles coming in the next probably 4 to 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like always, sun shirts, hopefully we get that figured out tomorrow. Me, myself, and Kate.
Yep.
And we'll get those going for the pre-orders. Just like every year, those take about 6 weeks to come in, get to us, and then we ship them out to you guys. But yeah, that's how she goes. Another Thursday, only 2 left.
Can't talk about
left.
it yet.
Remember in December when we did 2 and we're like, wow, we just did 2. And we're like, we got 17 left. And it feels like it's like so far away. Packaging kits at the start of the year. All the prep, like the prep's already been full cycle going into next year. The planning, the trying to make everything better for you guys. Trying to bend and maneuver, getting feedback from you guys. Yeah, and it's just like, wow, all of a sudden. It's like April.
It just goes.
It's already.
It just goes so fast.
It's already April 13th.
No.
Guess it's a lesson in life. She just goes.
She goes.
Or without you.
Yeah. Time flies when you have kids and when you are on TNL.
Yeah.
Those 2 things.
I guess time just feels like it flies. All right, this is getting depressing.
Yeah, so anyways, guys.
We're going fishing tomorrow.
The cup is half full.
The cup's always full.
It's always full because we do have 2 more episodes, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
2 more nights to share with you guys, and then hopefully some days on the river this summer with you guys. It's all positive, but we will miss you. It's always hard to say goodbye.
But remember, the cup's always full because it's
is.
either water and air or air and water. It's just substance of a different sort. So it's never a negative thing if there's only half water because
you need just as much air to survive as you do H2O.
All right, now we're getting deep.
We're trying to come with some new taglines for you.
None. Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley, folks.
What we do know is that consistently you should be somebody's reason to smile this week. Start looking for your win because it's there. I promise you. We'll see you guys next Thursday. We got a couple sort of saltwater flies, the Mickey fin, and the
surf candy.
Surf candy.
If you don't have some UV resin, this would be the week to go get yourself some.
Yeah, you're going to want to do that. Also, remember on the final episode, I'm going to give my hand a try.
He's going to be just fine.
I'm just working on my hands. So yeah, we'll kind of make it a tradition that the final episode is my time to shine.
And it'll be a different color of worm every year.
It will be worms. We could tie something tricky up, whatever you want. We did. The last time I made an appearance, I tied up a streamer pattern.
I don't remember this one.
You can go back and look. It's all saved on the YouTubes. And then
I believe
last
you.
year I tied the salmon wing caddis.
Okay.
And I tied the mouse.
Oh yeah.
So I don't just tie worms.
Yeah, that's true.
I was there.
He's got skills.
All right.
Matt skills.
We love you guys. We'll see you next Thursday.
Till then.
I can feel my body cold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me. In bed with my worst enemy. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, pack up and get me home. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, pack up and get me. So put your hand in mine, follow me, let me waste your time. Set up feet, do some stupid shit. Take a seat, let me waste your time. So put your for your innocence, acting like you're into me. I know this is hopeless, moving in slow motion, trying to control my thoughts, but I can't stop our body talk. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, pack up and get me home. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, pack up and get me. So put your hand in mine, follow me, let me waste your time. Set up feet, do some stupid shit. Take a seat, let me waste your time. Set up feet. So put your